So I've already done a short video of this, but I wanted to do a longer video talking about how Tom Brady's not officially made a decision on retirement. Now, we all saw the Adam Schefter and Jeff Darlington release saying that Brady was going to retire. It was big news, and I'm checking the official story that Adam Schefter posted on ESPN that him and Darlington worked on together. It's listed at 2:32 p.m. Eastern Time is the initial time of the report. It's now 5:01 for me, Eastern Time. And since then, we've gotten a lot of conflicting evidence. We saw Julian Edelman and Mike Evans essentially post thank you tweets for Tom Brady. And we saw his own company, TB12 Sports, post a tweet that's basically like saying a retirement tweet. And that has since been deleted. It's on my Twitter page if you want to go check it out. It's Sam_Teats33. It has a picture of that deleted tweet there. You could also probably just find it by searching it on Twitter. But since then, there's been a lot of different speculation, a lot going back and forth, and it all boils down to a heck of a lot of sources claiming now that initial ESPN report is false. And just to give you a few names, Rick Stroud, who covers the Buccaneers for the Tampa Bay Times, has reported that it is incorrect, confirming an initial report from Michael Silver, who says that was incorrect. Michael Silver worked for Sports Illustrated, and also I think he worked for NFL Network for a brief time, if I'm correct. I could be wrong about that. Jeff Howe from The Athletic also confirmed that there was another Athletic reporter that confirmed it as well. And then Mike Girardi from NFL Network has also come out and actually gotten a quote from Tom Brady Sr., who went on the radio to actually talk about this. There's a tweet out there from Kylan Mills. I'm probably mispronouncing a whole lot of names right now, and I apologize for that. Who works for Cron 4 News. I don't know what that is, but I think it's a California news station maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but apparently Tom Brady Sr. called in and said his son is not retiring. And he says that the online publication, basically the ESPN report, is a quote-unquote unsubstantiated rumor. And now a number of people are reporting that Tom Brady is in fact not retiring. Because apparently he called Jason Licht, the general manager for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, after the ESPN report came out around 2:30, and told the general manager, hey, I'm not retiring. I haven't made an official decision on it yet. So he's not saying he's coming back, but he's not retiring yet either. And like I said, there are a bunch of sources now reporting and confirming the same thing from a bunch of different networks, from a bunch of different outlets. And ESPN seems to be about the only one in on the story saying that saying that Tom Brady is going to retire. And that kind of makes this a difficult situation because Brady probably doesn't want any kind of outside influence on his retirement. Not that this would influence his retirement whatsoever, but it's going to be quite strange and quite weird, and it's quite uncomfortable for Adam Schefter and Jeff Darlington if Brady decides to come back and play another season. Even if he announces retirement a week from today, it will still be very awkward for them. They'll be able to kind of fall back and say, well, no, he actually did retire. The report was correct. It's just that our source, or whoever the source was, got a little too far ahead of it. And they probably do have a source saying Tom Brady was planning on retiring. If they didn't, that'd be highly irresponsible, and that would probably, I won't go into it, but saying if you don't have a source for this, a really good source for this, it would be highly irresponsible and highly inauthentic of professionals to report that. But I'm assuming they do have a source, because this is the kind of news you don't report unless you have some concrete evidence, a concrete source to go on for this kind of thing. But everything, including Tom Brady's father, Tom Brady Sr. Talked to, I'm pretty sure the quote he gave Mike Girardi, I believe I say his last name, from NFL Network. He says, this story, Mike, is total conjecture. Tommy has not made a final decision one way or the other, and anybody else that says that he has is absolutely wrong. So that's about as firm a statement as possible. Tom Brady has a great relationship with his family, so it's not a situation where the family might be out of the loop. I think he would tell them first. They would know for a fact. And like I said, Tom Brady's own company posted kind of like a retirement tweet and then deleted it, which I initially thought meant Tom Brady wanted to make the announcement himself via his own official channels. But apparently it might mean that, well, this is just not factually correct, and the company jumped the gun trying to say, congratulations. But I guess, I mean, Adam Schefter and Jeff Darlington might have even fooled Tom Brady's own company. But, hey, I do feel bad for them because it's a difficult situation for them as reporters to be in, especially if they feel like their source was concrete and adamant about the situation. They're definitely probably feeling very uncomfortable right now because at this point, it certainly looks like Tom Brady has not made a decision yet. Now, I expect him to make a decision soon, but just as of note, he has one more year remaining on his contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He signed an extension with them last offseason in March, and he said in the past he wants to play until he's 45 years old. He's currently 44, will be 45 next season. He has said he wants to spend more time with his family, his wife, and his 3 kids, and there have been a couple of instances on his podcast lately where he talks about, being fulfilled in his NFL career and potentially wanting to go into retirement and really considering it. And I think he is really considering it. If he wasn't, he would have just said, I'm not retiring. He wouldn't have said, I haven't made a decision yet. So he's really considering retiring. But at the same point, there's probably a lot of draws from wanting to come back, wanting to continue to play. He probably doesn't want to end the way his career. He doesn't want to end his career losing like he did to the Rams. At the same time, he has to look down the road and say, well, the Buccaneers have a bunch of contract issues with guys like Chris Godwin, Carlton Davis, and Ndamukong Suh, Alex Kappa, Ryan Jensen, all entering free agency this offseason. They can't pay all of those guys, even with the salary cap going up. They just can't afford it. They'll have to replace Antonio Brown. Rob Gronkowski is a free agent, and he could retire if he wants to. There's a lot of things going into this whole situation where Brady looks down the line and says, we really don't have a better shot of winning the Super Bowl next year than we did this year. We're probably going to struggle a lot more next year anyways. Let's just call it a day now and let's retire. Go out with our head held high, leading the NFL in passing yards this year, passing touchdowns as well, a second-team All-Pro, still healthy. A lot of things are lined up for him to retire and kind of walk away from the game feeling fairly fulfilled. But again, he is that ultimate competitor. He says he wants to play until he's 45 in the past. And he has the ability to do that. And he's certainly, this year, he threw the ball over 700 times. And his arms still look pretty strong at the end of the year. So, if he feels like he's comfortable and his body can still handle it, he'll come back and play another season. And right now, we're not getting any news either way at this point. There's no one saying he's going to come back. There's no one saying he's going to come back. His agent, Don Yee, actually sent a statement to Adam Schefter and a bunch of reporters, and their statement says, I understand the advanced speculation about Tom's future. Without getting into the accuracy or inaccuracy of what's being reported, Tom will be the only person to express his plans with complete accuracy. He knows the realities of the football business and planning calendar as well as anybody, so that should be soon. That was Don Yee's statement to Adam Schefter and to reporters. So it sounds like he's going to make a decision eventually in the near future, but just not right now. And I think that's a big thing we're getting stuck on because he still might retire. But even if he decides to retire a week or two from now, this initial report seems to be completely debunked and not really hold any weight.